Hi everyone, it's Missy and welcome to the third part of our video series of how to make a freeform cropped topper. Again, this is a free pattern from Red Heart Yarn and you can have a printed copy if you wish. I have a link in the description box below, and I highly recommend that you view the printed version to check your gauge as well as make this crop topper in the larger sizes, medium large, extra large, and double X large, because I will be making this again in the small size. And also, if you want to view previous videos such as how to make the back or the front pieces, I have links to the videos below as well, so you can get caught up with that. Again, the sleeve was a little challenging at first because I couldn't get the pattern to exactly work out with the appropriate increasing. So I have interpreted the pattern and have done the pattern with a slight variation to that which is written, just so that way I can get the measurements that were in the diagram. I'm just going to show that to you. So in the diagram, your sleeve should look like a triangle with the point kind of cut off. It should measure 4 inches at the bottom. We start at the bottom and we work up in this pattern. So therefore we should have a gradual increase to a total for me which was 14 inches. The whole length of the sleeve would be 7 inches in case you're doing a small. And that is what I have right here. I have my ruler. Shows that I had the 4 inches for the starting point. I did manage to do a slight variation, like I said, to get my 14 inches across the top. Again, this will have to be blocked and so forth. I haven't done that yet, but you will get the 7-inch length measurement. This is from the very top to the bottom of your starting point. And what you need to do this is your gray yarn, which is what we've been making the shell of this pattern in. And then I'm using a size I crochet hook. Again, use the size that you need to obtain the gauge. To start the sleeve, we are going to create a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 22 stitches. Once you have your 22 chains, we're going to begin our foundation row. To do this, we're going to single crochet in the 10th chain from hook. So we're just going to count our chain stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to insert our hook into that 10th chain, yarn over to make the single crochet stitch. This counts as the beginning chain 4 as well as a chain 5 loop. Now this is the next step. We're going to be chaining 5. It's going to be very similar to how we did the front and the back. However, the stitch count that she gave in the pattern did not match. It left me 2 chain stitches at the end. So I made a correction. So instead of skipping the next 4 chains and single crocheting in the next chain, do not do this. You will not create the right stitch count at the end of the row. You want to skip 3 chains, so 1, 2, 3, and chain or single crochet in the 4th chain. So you have a loop like that. We're going to do that again. We're going to chain 5. Skip 3 chains and single crochet in the 4th chain. Going to do that one last time. Chain 5. By then we should have 4 unworked chains, so we're going to single crochet in the last chain of the row. This gets you your 4 chain 5 spaces, which the pattern says you should have. If you follow the instructions, you would end up with 3 chain 5 spaces and 2 remaining single 2 remaining chain stitches. So this is what I did. I measured it. I got 4 inches when I did this. So this is the correction we're going to go with. If you really wanted to, I think the pattern, if you had chain 24 in the beginning, you could do the skip next chain 4 chains and then single crochet in the next chain. But this is how we're going to do the sleeve. Now we can do row 1, which is our increasing row. So we're just going to turn our work and we're going to chain 9. And this counts as our 4 chains and our first chain 5 space here and throughout the pattern. We're going to single crochet in the first chain 5 space. Oops. So again, very similar to how we did the front and the back. So it looks like that. And then we are going to chain 5. And we're going to single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Sorry about that, that's my clock that just went off. We're going to chain 5 and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. So we have those alternating loops. I'm going to do that one more time. Single crocheting in the chain 5 space. Now to end this row, we're going to chain 5. And now we're going to single crochet in the 5th chain of the chain row down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right on the edge. And this is going to get us our 5 chain 5 spaces. I'll show you what that looks like. Just like that. So it increased. We're going out. So we're going to turn our work and we're going to do row 2, and that's also an increasing row where we chain 9. We're single crocheting in that chain 5 space. We're going to chain 5. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And we're just going to keep doing that across. Chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. So we start having that pattern again develop. Alright, we get to the row of end to this second row, end of the second row, and we're just going to chain 5. And this time we're going to end our last repeat in the 4th chain of the beginning chain. So you just go down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll lay this down so you can see it because it's getting a little there. So you can see it's increasing, it's going outward. That's what we want. Now in the garment that I'm making, you should have the 6 chain 5 spaces after row 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now you want to repeat row 2 until the sleeve has 14 chain 5 spaces. Okay? So I'm just going to keep repeating that second row until we have increased, until we reach the 14 chain 5 spaces, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what to do with that. Okay, So I have my 14 spaces across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you can see it kind of curves as it goes over, but again we'll block this and then we can get the sizing that we need and so forth. So after we finish that, we can go on to the next row and we're going to chain 5. And we are going to single crochet in the chain 5 space. We're going to do this all the way across. And the point of this really is we're not going to be increasing our rows anymore. We are just trying to get our sleeve that 7-inch length that we're looking for. So I'm going to continue chaining 5, single crocheting in each chain 5 space, and then at the end of the row I'll be single crocheting in the 4th chain of the beginning chain 9 down here like we have been. Okay, so I finished that row. Again, I had single crocheted in the 4th chain of the beginning chain to finish that. So we still have that pattern going. And now we're going to do the next row, and again we're just going to chain 5. We don't want to increase. We're just going to single crochet in that chain 5 space. We're going to do this all the way across. So, and then we'll end by single crocheting in the last chain 5 space. And your piece should be almost finished. This is the point where you want to measure your piece. Like I said, I have the 6 inches from doing the row, and basically all you do is you repeat that last row where you chain 5, single crochet in the chain 5 space all the way across. Keep repeating that row until your piece measures 7 inches in length. Once you have all that done, you can make a second one, which like I said I already have made my second one right here. And that's it for the shell of our pattern. So you are ready to block all your pieces to make sure they fit the measurements in the diagram. And then you can sew your garment together. You can also block the garment after you sew it together. But then once we sew on the motifs, you can't anymore. So make sure that you get all your pieces like you want them. So I got my 2 sleeves. I got my 2 fronts, and I got my back. Now, to put this all together, I'm just going to place my back down here. You want to place one front on top of the back, and you want to sew, let's see if I can get my other front here. There we go. So, see how the front lines up right here together? I'll just go like this. You want to sew from this point on up, so it's 2 inches down. So from the top, you match these 2 corners, and you sew it down to right about here. Okay? So this is permanently fixed together. This is a pullover top, so you just sew those pieces together. Once those pieces are sewn together, you can bring the fronts up to here, where you want to sew the shoulder seams together, right here. Once you have sewn the shoulder seams together, I'm just going to kind of quickly walk you guys through it. It'll look like that. And then you want to take your sleeve, I'm going to take my finished one here, and you want to place the long side inside the side here, and you're just going to sew this all together right down to the very end. And once you have that done, then you can sew the armpit and the sides together, and you'll have your finished top. So this is approximately what it's going to look like when it lays flat once it's all sewn together. I'm going to see if I can bring my other front piece over here so you can kind of tell. Oops. There we are. I know I can't get it all in the picture, but now you can kind of see what it will look like. So this is the bottom shell. Now, once you get it all sewn together, you can set that whole works aside, and we'll be ready to do the motifs. And like I said before, I'm pretty excited to do that because I think that's the fun part of this whole pattern. But I'm going to finish this video here, where you guys are sewing all the pieces together. All you need is a large tapestry needle. You're just whip stitching these pieces together. It's very simple. I think I've shown you how to do that on a couple other videos with doll clothes. But it's not hard. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be underneath the motifs that we sew on, just as long as everything holds together well. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We are on to the fun part, like I said, with the motifs, and we're almost done with our garment. So I hope you guys stay tuned for part 4, where we learn how to do the Lazy J motif.